Hello, this is Joe Price from the BYU Record Linking Lab. These are some instructions on how to do the record hints for the Laredo, Texas project. So here we are on our volunteer opportunities page. We're going to go to task number 3, record hints for Laredo, Texas. We're going to click data, and that's going to open us up into our spreadsheet. Then a little trick you can do is just if you click in the volunteer column and then hit control down, it'll take you to the next open spot. So I'm going to put my name right here. And this is just a way of letting other people know that I'm going to be working in this place. And then what I'm going to do is click this URL. And now let's take a look at this record. So now we need to make a decision about whether or not we should link this record. Now one thing that's helpful to do is to look at where the children were born. In this case, I have a child born 1894 in Monterrey, Mexico. And then the parents' names are pretty close. This isn't really a slam dunk. So on this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a 0.5. Okay, that just means I'm not quite sure. Could be a link, but I'm not sure. So let's try another one. Now look at this one. Now here we have a marriage here in Webb, Texas. So we find that if there is a life event that occurs in Webb, Texas, then it's almost always a perfect match. Webb County wasn't very big, and so in this case we're going to bring, and then we can also see she was born in 1870. He was born in 1870. They were married in 1889, so they would have been 19 years old. And so that's everything's lining up really well. Okay, so then we're going to add them in, and now we're going to add in their children. We're going to create a new person, add, attach, create a new person, and then we'll add and attach, and then so the nice thing about this approach is now we just added 3 new people to the tree. We also found birth information for Juanita and Lorenzo, which will make it easier for us to find other records for them. And so in this case, at this point, if you wanted to, you could go and attach other records to them, but I'm just going to put a 1 because we've completed the task. Let's try the next one. And each time I just kind of delete the ones that I've already done. Okay, so we look here. Okay, notice here we have Laredo, Webb, Texas, which matches up exactly with where we want to be. Petrum, Pedro, very likely the same person. So I'm going to then attach that. Okay, and then I'm going to add a person. So this gives you a general idea that a lot of the time it'll be a match, and so you'll put a 1. Sometimes when you're not sure, it'll be a 0.5. Let me show you how I do it to make it go just a little bit faster. Actually, I'm going to load 3 at once, because sometimes the thing that takes the most time is just loading up this. So now you can see everything's already green, so this is a 1. I don't have to do anything for that. This one also has green, but there was this person right here. Now notice the gender's different, so that's going to be really helpful for us to see that. We can attach that. And then we're back to the first one, and now we look at this. So she was born in Laredo, so that's fantastic. Leonardo, Katrina, this is great. And then now the only, oh, and we have Katrina Mora. It's interesting that, oh, notice here's a nice helpful clue. You can see P.E. Probably was a N.A., so that's matching up with the wife's maiden name. These are her brother-in-law. So this is a really good match. So let's add in all this information. This is going to allow us to add a lot of people to the tree and a lot of new information just through this one census record. Okay. And this also gives me a chance to show you how to handle in-laws. Okay, so now these are the brothers of his spouse. So we're going to hit change and then click on Katrina. So now she's going to be our focus person. Now we can add in her mother. Now, actually, we'll keep her last name the same. That's probably not her last name, but that'll at least give someone a clue of what it might be. Okay, and then now over here in siblings, we can bring up her siblings. And then we'll add each of her siblings. So notice that just this one census record allowed us to add 8 new people to the tree. This is going to dramatically expand our coverage for Laredo, Texas. Okay. And notice that I'm also fixing this last name, which had a, it's probably Pena, but we'll just put Pena for now. We can always go back and get that fixed. And so here we go. Okay. And so I guess the biggest advice I have is this is very similar to the kind of way you would attach records to people in your own family. We're using this as a way to increase the coverage in Laredo and make it possible for people living there to connect with their family and connect with each other. And good luck, and thanks for your help with this project.